not fitting that for the movie that's half in black and white, I wore like one of the most colorful shirts that I own. Hi friends, what is up? Welcome back to my channel and my ongoing quest to review every single movie that Robin Williams has ever made an appearance in. This week we are looking at the 1991 neo-noir thriller Dead Again, directed by and starring Kenneth Branagh, also starring Emma Thompson, Andy Garcia, the guy from Jurassic Park. That's not Jeff Goldblum. I can't think of his name. Robin Williams is in this film as Dr. Cozy Carlyle. He's a discredited ex-psychiatrist who works at the grocery store and kind of helps give information that moves the plot along, basically. Dead Again is basically about this guy who's an investigator of some kind, and he comes across this woman, played by Emma Thompson, who has amnesia, and she can't remember who she is or where she's from. So they start seeing a past life regressionist who uncovers that she was a woman who was murdered by her husband in 1949, and it turns out that he was the husband and she was the wife, and all these other people were involved. And I am going to try to keep this review as spoiler free as possible because I do think that this is a fun enough movie that I would like to recommend it. It's one of Robin's only more dark and kind of villainous roles before the 2000s. In the 2000s, Robin has this trio of films that he calls the Triptych of Evil, and two of them are two of my favorite Robin Williams movies, so very excited to get there. But Robin said he took these roles for the simple pleasure of playing against the expectations of his audience. He said, the idea of me doing this already starts people going, wait a minute, I've only done warm, nice people, which isn't really true, but sure, I get it. And it already puts people in an interesting mode off balance, which is great. Did not want his name in the opening credits of the movie, so that people wouldn't think it was comedy. This keeps happening. Robin and his agents are like, don't put your name on this because people will think it's funny. But like, it's very clearly not, and like, all the marketing and everything is very much like, this is a noir film. I don't know, like, Robin had done enough drama and been nominated for enough Oscars at this point that like, his name coming up in a movie should not automatically be like, oh, that's funny, unless they just assume everyone is stupid, which I think everyone in Hollywood does that anyway. Kenneth Branagh and Emma Thompson were still married during this movie. There is, at one point, a close-up shot of Robin's character, like, kind of making a face that's like, like, I'm evil. That Kenneth was like, let's just get a close-up of you looking a little bit weird so we can continue to have your character as a possible candidate for the one who did it. And this is confusing because, like I said, I am going to try to keep this as spoiler-free as possible. But up until a certain point of the movie, there's no did it. Like, the mystery is uncovering who this woman is and like what happened to her and how she got here. The mystery is not who did it. Like, we know who did it from the start of the movie. Like I said, allegedly, we know who did it. And Robin's character is only really in that first half where you know who did it. So the fact that he's like trying to make other people look suspicious is weird. Robin is really good in this. He's only in like 3 5-minute scenes, but I cared about his character. Like, I was interested in his backstory. Like, this man sits in a meat locker in a zip-up hoodie for most of this movie. Like, clearly you can tell that he's a troubled man. Just watching these little bits made me realize, like, yeah, this guy is like genuinely a good actor outside of everything else that he does. Like, he knows how to I'm gonna sound so stupid. There's like a scene where he's talking to them while he's like doing his business in the store. There are certain just little things and small nuances that he does in this that he was good. This is a solid performance. I do wish overall that this movie was more a thriller all the way through. It kind of divulges into romance territory a little bit, which is a weird gray area because at the time that the Kenneth Branagh character is romancing Emma Thompson, she still doesn't remember shit. So she could be married. She could have a fiance. Can she even give consent, like, technically, if she's not all there? I'm not just saying this because I don't, like, really enjoy romance movies. I'm just saying, like, if I'm sitting down and I want to watch, like, a mystery, like a thriller like that, I don't want to see some guy trying to take a girl on a date that, like, doesn't have a memory. I don't know. Something about that is just a little bit ewy to me. There are some very excellent twists in this movie, though. There's one that I wish was kind of touched upon more, specifically with like who was actually who in a past life. There's a reveal with that is really awesome, and they don't go into it as much as I wish that they did. But there are a couple other reveals as well that are really cool. A lot of the fights up until the final fight are really goofy and bad looking. Like, anytime somebody punches, they swing so wide and there's like a clap sound effect. It only happens like twice, and it's very brief, but it was so comical that it like really took me out of it. The final fight, though, is intercut with bits from the present and the past, like the black and white into the now with the parallels. That was really cool. That was a very interesting piece of filmmaking just to look at. Only other issue I really had, there is a character who knows everything that has happened, like knows who the killer is, knows why, knows, like, and is still just letting this person walk free, and like knows that they are going to do it again. You know how you have to have the speech in every mystery movie where it's like the full 5-minute speech of like, oh, this was the plan and this is how they did it. It's that, but I was just so confused. I was like, if this person knew everything and knew that they were going to do it again and they're just sitting on their happy little ass watching TV, I don't know. I wish I could get more into that. If you've seen this movie and you want to have like a chat about it, let's chat about it. Dead Again was generally well received by critics. One review said that he combined all cinematic elements into an achievement that rivals Hitchcock's best work, which... what? I don't know about that. Stands out as one of the most intriguing and memorable thrillers of the 90s. Sure, I don't know a lot about 90s thrillers. Some people actually criticized the romance, though, and said that they didn't have any chemistry despite being married, which is kind of funny because they would get divorced. I don't think it's, like, groundbreaking. It's not anything, like, new or crazy or cool or different, but it is, like, if you like Kenneth Branagh's other stuff, like if you like Murder on the Orient Express, which I fell asleep during, not in the theater, like at someone's house, but still. If you like movies like that, if you like mysteries, if you like noir elements, like film noir especially, I think that this would be good for you to check out. It's good. It's a good time. It's fun. I was interested. I was invested, which is more than I can say for a lot of these movies that I've had to watch. Generally, if I'm saying that I was invested in a film beyond the points that Robin Williams was in it, it's a thumbs up from me. Dead Again is available currently to rent on Prime, YouTube, Vudu, and iTunes. You can watch it for free on Prime if you have Cinemax. Also, it just like comes on Cinemax sometimes, so if you have Cinemax and you want to watch it, that's where it'll be. I'm very excited for next week because I have never seen The Fisher King before, and it's been a movie that's been recommended to me. Obviously, it's one of Robin's best performances. It's his 3rd Oscar nomination. It looks like a very beautiful, fun, like moving film. The week after next, I will be doing my review for Hook, which is obviously one of the major, like big, important Robin Williams movies. I did not watch Hook as a child. I was a scaredy cat, and I know a lot of you did. So if you watched Hook as a child, if Hook means a lot to you and you want to send me like a 30-second to a minute video talking about why, please let me know. I just want to give Hook the treatment that it deserves. I know it means so much to so many people, and I get that. It just wasn't that movie for me, and that's not an element of it that I want to glaze over at all. Send me your Hook videos, check out my socials, check out my podcasts. I will see you next week for Robin Williams running around naked in New York City.